Hi, I'm Morgan,
And I'm Megan,
twins and host of M&M Chat.
a monthly podcast that brings together our many commonalities: motherhood, farm life, fitness, chasing our passions, and goal chat.
It is our goal to create a show that is positive, real, and fun. Now let's dive into this month's episode. So today, Megan and I are talking about our summer must-haves. So we are going to dive into a fun conversation about what we did this summer and what were some of the things that we liked and enjoyed, and some of the different activities that we did with our family and our kids. And if you are interested in any of these, we still have a few weeks of summer left, so it would be the perfect time to tune into this episode and jump right into some of these different things that we are going to mention and chat about today. So first, Megan, can you just tell me, how's your summer going? I know you're heading back to school here soon. So what has kind of been up with you lately?
Yeah, first of all, I cannot believe that summer is coming to an end. It just flew by this year. I think just switching jobs and then also being at home with Andrew and spending more time with you guys because you've had more of a flexible schedule this year. I just feel like the summer flew by. It was a great summer, though, for sure. I have just really enjoyed the time with Andrew. So that's definitely been the highlight of my summer. And then just trying to catch up on all the things that I got behind during the school year, like with the house and just cleaning, and even though it all needs done again. But in the beginning of the summer, I was trying to like deep clean and that kind of stuff. Also doing things to make memories. So I feel like we did a lot of events, went quite a few places, and as a family, like Kyle and I and Andrew, and then with friends and our like immediate family as well, parents, brothers, sisters, that kind of stuff. So that's been how mine is going. How's yours going?
It's been good. Like you said, it's been very busy too, but it's been a nice summer with family, and I was able to take some time off from work. And so I had most of July home with Dean. So that was a nice break, and I'm hoping to continue to do that in the future because I really enjoy having that time in the summer with him, and kind of more of like a teacher schedule since I primarily work with teachers anyways. So to be able to have that opportunity to stay home with him this summer was very nice and refreshing, and I very much enjoyed that time. And I tried so hard to be present, even though I was telling Tyler the other day, I feel like this year has been one of the hardest years of my life, but also one of the most rewarding years of my life. Like, just watching him grow, but then also like with our house and the flower business, and then working full time and the cattle and things like that. And then having a toddler running around. It's been super busy, but also like very fun because this is a very fun stage that Dean's in. And so just soaking in those moments.
Yeah, you're definitely juggling a lot right now. And Dean is very busy and stuff too. So I can see how it can be both rewarding, but also crazy at the same time, and just one of the busiest seasons that you've gone through. So speaking of like kids, what would you say your favorite activity that you did this year with Dean would be?
So every summer, I'm hoping that we go on like at least a little trip, whether might be a big trip or it might just be a staycation. Well, this year we went to the zoo just for one night, and we went to Omaha, and we went with you guys and our brother Michael and his girlfriend Shannon. And so it was really nice to get away for a night, and we stayed in Omaha. And even though I know Dean will and Andrew will appreciate the zoo when they get a little bit older to really notice the animals and things like that. I also though think at this age it was really fun because just watching them and like seeing the little minds connect with the different things, like looking at the giraffe, or like Andrew was looking at the aquarium and all the different fish swimming around, and Dean wanted to like feed the gorilla. He like was right up next to the window. And so just to watch the little minds walk and like how they interact, and then just all the things that they can look at. And then I feel like it's a safe place that we can like run to the next exhibit. And so it's a good way for like kids to get their energy out too. And it was pretty reasonably close. Like it was about a 3.5 hour drive, which isn't too bad when you're going on a mini weekend getaway. How about you? What were some of your favorite
Yeah.
things you did?
Yeah, with the zoo, backtracking on that, I heard somewhere somebody say, well, why do all these like little trips and stuff if the kids won't remember anyways? But then somebody else said, well, it's not just for the kids, it's also for you as the parent to experience it with your kids. And like you said, just watching Dean and Andrew light up when they saw an animal, they might not remember it 5 years from now, 10 years from now, but we will remember it and then we can always take them back. I thought that was cool too. And we did spend the night, for those of you wondering, like, oh man, did they drive 3.5 hours and then go to the zoo and then drive 3.5 hours back? We spent the night at a hotel, and then so the pool itself at the hotel was cool for the kids. But my favorite part of the summer, like my activity that we did, was going to two different fairs. We went to the Lynn County Fair for a day and actually went and saw Morgan working at one of the booths. It was in Central City, is where that fair is at. And then the Johnson County Fair, we went a few different times. I went with Morgan and Dean, Andrew and I did. And then we also went with Kyle one night, and then we walked. Kyle, Andrew, and I walked at a booth one night too. So we were there 3 different times. But same kind of thing, seeing the animals, just having Andrew experience something that I love so much. Showing cattle was always part of my life. And so we had to make sure we saw the cattle show. And even if he had to take a nap in the stroller, like I was like, we're watching the cattle show. And so it's just fun to introduce him to something that we were so much a part of growing up.
Yes, and the fair
As
is.
far as
Oh, and I was just gonna say the fair. I
what were you
agree
gonna
is one of
say?
those. The fair is one of those things that it's just, yeah, it was so big in our lives that it's neat to bring our kids into the things that were important to us. And it's a free, most of the time it's free or a minimal cost for families, so it's a great opportunity. So if you're listening to this when it comes out on the 9th this week, or I think it might be the 9th or the 10th, one of the on Wednesday this week, if you're listening to this, there's still time to go to the state fair. So I recommend, if you have the opportunity, take your kids to the state fair, show them the livestock, the animals, the all the exhibits, and all the things that Iowa has to offer.
Yeah, didn't you take Dean last summer?
I did, and it was a lot of fun. And like you said, he just fell asleep in the stroller when it was time for nap time. We got to taste different things on a stick. So yeah, it's a fun time for sure.
Yeah, I think we might take Andrew this year if it works out because I think that'd be neat too. I was pregnant last summer when Kyle and I went, so I remember carrying around a big jug of lemonade.
Staying hydrated.
Yes. So what would you say was your favorite activity with friends or with like our husbands or with family that was necessarily not a kid? It could be a kid activity, but that's maybe not a kid activity.
Boating, we do an annual boat trip every year, and we just rent a pontoon, and it's just a group of us that goes. And I just feel like it's a time to relax, be in the sun, enjoy time with friends, have some yummy snacks and drinks, lay out on the splash pad, listen to good music. And so it's just got a good vibe. So I would say I always look forward to that boating trip, and we usually do it in the beginning of summer in June. So it's like a good kickoff for the summertime. And when you rent a pontoon like that, it sounds expensive, but we split it between 10 of us, and so it's really not that expensive when you split it up for a whole day's activity. I think it came to like $35 a person. How about you? What was some of your favorite things that we did?
So you kind of the internet connection was kind of fuzzy, so hopefully we catch that. Sorry, guys. We're at two different houses tonight. But I agree with the boat day. That's so much fun. I also have to add summer grill outs. This summer we did that a few different times, and it's just really casual. You can have any kind of food that you want on the grill, have blankets laid out for the kids to play on. So it's kind of a family event as well, or it can be, or you can just do it with friends. Have, if it's cool in the evening, set up a fire. So I just love summer grill outs. And I know like this summer we had one for 4th of July and we had one for Kyle's 30th birthday. And one of them, my sister-in-law's boyfriend brought gin buckets, so it's always fun to see like what people bring, because if it's like potluck style. So that's one of my favorites, just super casual, everyone loves it, and it's always a good time.
Yes, anything for summertime where it has like that good vibe, summery feel. It's just a nice, relaxing, like the you can just feel the the good feelings in the summer air. But okay, so
Yeah.
now getting to our favorite food or drink. So if you've listened to this podcast, you might know that Megan and I are kind of like foodies and we like to try new recipes and stuff like that. So so what has been your favorite thing that you've ate and your favorite thing that you've drank this summer?
Yeah. Um, Chocolate Recover is my favorite drink. So with doing workouts this summer, I started doing a 30-day running program, and the running was I've done that program before, but I haven't ran that much since I was pregnant and then like starting my postpartum journey. And I really wanted to challenge myself this summer, so I decided to do the running program again. And it really did challenge me. One, because it included both weights and running. So it was about a 45-minute workout every day. But also, the running was just way different than what I had been doing since having Andrew. So I enjoyed Chocolate Recover almost daily to help with my sore muscles, which is Chocolate Recover is a post workout drink. So that was definitely appreciated. And then I also, for food, loved stir fries this summer. Just being at home, they were quick and easy to whip up for lunch, or I would do them for dinner because it was something that Kyle and I both like. Also, something that he can warm up when he had late nights on the farm. And we would literally throw in anything that we had. Vegetable wise, like peppers, onions, tomatoes, zucchini, and then for meat, I would throw in, if I was eating it by myself, sometimes I would throw in shrimp. But if Kyle was eating it with me, one time I did pork that I had actually got from my brother. So it was pork from Iowa. And then also we have done steak from our own beef, so our own beef cattle, which is nice to use some of that, our own beef, and then also using local pork, which we always recommend if you can, like buy local meat, but I know that's not always possible. And then fresh vegetables too, just always taste so good. How about
Yes,
you? What was your favorites?
you can't beat good fresh vegetables. Um, I would say my favorite this summer, I really love ice cream, and I've been trying to limit the amount of ice cream I eat this summer because the local ice cream store is right on the way to a lot of different things. But I have tried something new at our local ice cream store. So usually I get a cookie dough clipper whipper with extra cookie dough. But this year I've been trying a monster mash type of ice cream. So I got a cookie dough clipper whipper with some peanut butter and M&Ms in it, and it literally tastes like a monster cookie, and it's really good because they have fresh cookie dough, homemade cookie dough that they make in the restaurant. So it's like literally like you're taking a spoonful of cookie dough and putting it in with your ice cream. And the other thing that I
Yum.
really did, yeah, I know. Tyler and I were gonna get it like 3 times again, and we never did. So I'm craving it too. And then my other thing, the drink that I've been really enjoying, Megan and I will listen to another podcast called The Skinny Confidential that we really enjoy. And they did an interview with the owner of Strong Coffee. And it's not strong as in the flavor is strong, but it's more like strong, like, woo, like, good for your body because it doesn't dehydrate you. It's got coconut oil in it and water, so it helps to hydrate you instead of dehydrate you. They actually freeze dry it, so they preserve it a little bit healthier in a way that it's going to be froze dried as soon as the bean is ground. So it's going to keep it fresh longer and help keep germs out of it. And then it's also got other things in it like real vanilla bean, and it's got certain types of um, adaptogens and things like that. So it's a really nice coffee. Then it's also really tasty as both hot and iced. And so I've been really enjoying that this summer because I use less creamer when I drink the latte one versus just black coffee. And I have found that it does help me not get so like dehydrated or caught in mouth afterwards. And it doesn't make me crash as much in the afternoon. But forewarning, I feel like it does have quite a bit of caffeine in it because I've drank it a couple times at night and then I can't go to sleep. So I feel like it is a little bit stronger than like regular coffee because regular coffee I can drink in the afternoons and not have as much of a problem with it.
That's good to know. I have been drinking it too and liking it just for that fact that you don't feel dehydrated. I've noticed that this summer, especially when it's hot out, like it's nice to not feel dehydrated. Okay,
Okay, what is
favorite books.
yes. So I've been reading a lot this summer, and hopefully, you guys, the connection isn't too back and forth. Hopefully, the Zencaster kind of pieces it together because it's been a little fuzzy looking over here. But so the book that I've been reading a lot this summer, and also, guys, side note, just pause for a second. Speaking of like the sound and stuff, like we always constantly working on something, it feels like. But I went back and listened to the very first episode on one of the podcasts that I listened to, and they have improved so much after 500 episodes. So there's hope, you guys. There's hope. Like they have a real studio now. They have
Stick
real
with
sound. Yeah. So stick with us. It'll get better.
Yeah, stick with us.
But anyways, back to my favorite book. I've been reading a lot this summer, but my favorite book that I think I read was called The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. And it was just like a mystery. They were trying to figure out what was going on between this husband and his mistress, and the mistress ended up dying, and so they're trying to figure out the husband is getting blackmailed for it, and so he's trying to figure out who killed his mistress. And his wife's actually a lawyer, and she's the one that's defending him. So it's really good. It's
Huh.
keeps you on your toes. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds
What was your
like
favorite?
it.
What was your favorite book?
Mine, I don't have a specific favorite one, but the author that I kept going back to this summer was Colleen Hoover. And I think it's because I kept seeing her on Instagram. And so I read It Ends With Us, which she has another one that's called It Starts With Us, which I want to read. I don't think it's out yet. I think it's coming soon. And then Verity and Ugly Love were two other ones. Let me just tell you that she always has a plot twist at the end of her books. And Verity, you want to be in a happy place when you read that book because it is kind of a little bit traumatizing and scary. And I read it when Kyle was out late on the farm, and I just wanted to read it and get done with it and put it away and not think about it anymore. So it just, there's lots of twists and turns, and that book just gets in your head. But obviously, that means she has good talent with her writing.
Definitely, yeah. When a book like that keeps you on your toes and you get sucked in, you have to find out what, and you like you're like, I know I need to do laundry, but I need to find out what happens, that means it's a good book.
Yes, I actually have not picked up another book recently in the last like week, because I was reading so much and it was preventing me from doing like things that I needed to get done. So I figured I'd put it away until I got my classroom figured out and all of that, and then maybe I'll pick one up again like this fall.
There you go. Sounds good. Okay, guys,
Okay,
we
last
are.
thing. What's your favorite thing you watched?
My favorite thing that I watched was, I love Summer Bachelor, Bachelorette. Feel like, so my mother-in-law actually watches it too, and it's kind of something that we bond over. After the day that we see the episode, the next day I'll be like, so, oh my goodness, did you see so and so left, or did you see that what happened on that one-on-one date? And so it's kind of a nice way to bond over a show that we both watch. And this one, this newest season, they actually have two bachelorettes, which they've never done that before. So it's kind of interesting how they're doing that. Um, and then
Yeah.
my favorite movie that I watched was, we were dog sitting for my mom, and so we watched. We actually just canceled our Netflix, which I'm kind of regretting because Megan's been watching all these documentaries that she's going to talk about here in a minute. And I wish I had it. So I watched two movies that I wanted to watch while I was at my mom's dog sitting. I watched Shania Twain's documentary and I watched Hustle. And I started watching Purple Hearts, but I didn't finish it. And but Hustle with Adam Sandler was really good. It kept me on my toes. I was literally like on the edge of my seat, like nervous for the basketball player while he was trying to compete. And the Shania Twain one that Megan's going to talk about was really good too.
Yeah, documentaries have been my jam lately too. And I think it's because it reminds me of podcasts. Just because it's people talking about their lives and what they've gone through, and it just gives you a bigger story of who they are, and that they are more than just like the music that they produce, or they're more than just the show that they acted for. Like they have all of this intertwining events that lead up to their success, or lead up to like where they got to where they're at today. And so it's just cool to listen to the story and like listen to where they started too, because then it also shows like how successful they are is like because they've worked really hard for it, and also shows that they're just real people. So I watched Shania, I watched the Shawn Mendes one, the halftime show one with Jennifer Lopez, talking about her like the whole process to get on the halftime show, which was crazy, what all goes into that, and the amount of time she spends practicing and getting it all like buckled down. So those were just three of them, but I've watched a few other ones too. But documentaries have been really good lately, and I hope that they come out with some new ones. It'd be cool too if they do other ones besides just like singers and actors. If they do just like other successful people out there, and not even, it could just be regular people too. But I think it'd be cool to hear more documentaries.
Yeah, I agree. Like you said, it's kind of like a podcast. It's just kind of interesting to see where people came from and how they got to where they are, because we're looking at them when they are on page 100 of the story, and we never saw page 1 to page 98. So I feel like sometimes looking at these people,
Yeah.
this seems so far, like it just seems so far out there that we'd never be able to like get to that point, but they started where we started.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that is what we have for our summer must-haves today. Let us know, guys, if you are going to try any of these summer must-haves. Also, we'd love to hear what your summer must-haves are. And if you share anything with us, then we might be able to share it with our listeners on the next episode. So make sure you share your feedback and share your must-haves with us. Subscribe, like, tag us, and just share our podcast so other people can hear it.
Well, Megan, it was great to chat with you, and it was kind of nice to recap the summer as we head back into school. So, good luck with starting at your first day officially at a new school, and I hope that the start of the school year goes great for you.
Awesome. Thank you. And I hope that you also get back into the swing of things because you are starting tomorrow, kind of restructuring your year and looking at what lessons you're going to teach. And you have to reach out to teachers and make your schedule and everything too. So good luck with yours as well.
All right, guys, we'll
All
chat with you
right.
next
Thanks, guys.
month.
Thanks for listening. Bye.